Welcome to Body Bags. Yes, Body Bags Wednesday edition featuring Turi DOTD 1986. DOTD 1986. Hello, I am here to review a movie called The Grapes of Death featuring Gene Rollin. I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to Wednesday. I am happy the day's over and I can just do this review. I've been wanting to do this for a while, guys. So, the movie I chose to review is one from, let's see here, I forget the year that it was made, 1978, from, directed by Gene Rollin, who is awesome. Very, very cool director. I don't know if he's Spanish. I think he's Spanish, maybe Gene Rollin. I'm not sure, but he also did another movie called The Iron Rose, which is terrific. Very, very atmospheric, and from the movies that I've seen that he's directed, his films are very atmospheric. That's basically what you get, and this one is no exception at all. So this is the Redemption release. This came out in 2013. It's Kino Lorber, affiliate label, Redemption or whatever. Terrific release. Prior to this, I had the Synapse edition. So if you don't have Blu-ray or whatever and you want to get the DVD, you can get, although I think this is a DVD combo pack, maybe not, but you can grab it from Synapse on DVD as well if you're interested. Terrific film. So I guess we'll start with, so let's see. It is French. I'm sorry, so Gene Rollin is not Spanish, he is French. And this was filmed in 1978. It's 90 minutes long. The screenplay, written and directed by Gene Rollin, and it's based on a story by Jean-Pierre Biot. It's produced by Claude God. Director of photography is Claude Béconnier. Music by Philippe Sisman. And it stars Marie Georges Pascal, Britti Lahi, Felix Martin, Serge Marquand, Paul Bissot, very French, Olivier Rollin. Produced for video by Brett Wood. So it's a very French production from the late 70s. It is a zombie film, kind of. It's more of like a The Grapes of Death. So basically the premise of this film is kind of like a French countryside. A group of people, well, I guess they're wine producers. There's an infection is spawned basically from these grapes. And I don't know, they don't really make it clear it's like if it's eaten or if it's the grapes themselves, but I think so. The grapes are consumed and there's some sort of chemical that turns these people into infected zombie-like creatures, basically. So it's kind of infection, but that blurry line between like you know, where the zombie comes from or whatever. I don't know what I'm going with that, but I'd say it's a zombie infection film. That's what I would call it. So basically, there's a woman who's traveling, and she by train, and she comes across this countryside, and where these you know, basically this community is infected by this virus, and the virus spreads, and it's basically her journey from the train. I don't know where she's traveling to. I forget, but it's basically her journey getting derailed from the train and in this community and this countryside, basically trying to escape and seek shelter from this virus that's broken loose in this French countryside. So I think the strongest point of the film, it's not really gory per se. There are actually some good. There's like a beheading scene and there is actually some decent gore or effects, really. It's not so much gory, but good effects, zombie special effects makeup, for sure. But I'd say the strongest point about this film is for sure going to be the atmosphere. I love this movie, kind of like Living Dead at Manchester Morgue, George Gras film. It's very atmospheric, like the French countryside portrayed in this film and in that. I don't know if it's French, but it's just terrific. There's something about it that stands out, and just like, you know, I've always wanted to refer back to this movie. It's definitely it has that rewatch value, definitely, for sure, because I love, like, all the scenes from the French countryside to, there's a scene in the beginning, they're in this train, and, like, it's just so cool. The interior set design of the train is gorgeous. I mean, and it's totally, like, real. Like, you don't get the impression that it's a set at all. It's, in fact, like a French train that they're in. But it's just beautiful. Like, I've never seen trains like that. And I've traveled to Europe before, probably because it was the 70s. So, but, yeah, I mean, there's just, like, this scene where she bumps into this guy who's kind of turning. He's, like, infected, and she realizes that and tries to escape from him in this long train, and it's like, just creates this really eerie, like, I don't know, it's like almost like you can sense him coming as she's running through the train, and I don't know how to describe it, but something about that scene is just really always stood out to me. It's just an amazing atmosphere that's created, for sure. And then from there, she thinks she takes shelter in this man and woman's kind of like wine cottage. Everything's basically around this area because it's where these grapes are being wine is being created, basically, and so it's all in like this grapevine countryside. And so she goes to this one place, and it's not so much like zombie, like Romero, like mindless zombies. It's almost more like, how do you describe it? They're infected, but it's like, and they're like evil almost, so it's like they're like, they can think, and it's all, how do I describe it? Sorry guys. I don't know. It's more, they're not like dumb zombies, basically. They're basically infected and aware of their infection, and it's almost like they want to pass it on to you, and so they have the ability to kind of think and reason to the extent that they want to transmit the virus. It's kind of the impression that I got, if that makes any sense at all. Just because there's a scene where she goes to this countryside, takes shelter with this man and woman, spoiler alert, and then the man kind of, pursues her and tries to infect her and chase her and kill her and whatnot. So it's not so much just like, it's more like, I'm infected with this zombie virus. I know I'm infected, and it's made me evil, and I want to infect you, sort of thing. So yeah, I mean, the movie gets kind of crazy. Like, what I really like is I like more of the first half, I'd say, because it's more like, it's very atmospheric, and it's more, you get more of like the train to the countryside. The end is cool. I like it a lot. It just gets batshit insane. It's basically just like, kind of like the climax is in this village, and like just all hell breaks loose, basically, trying to escape this this zombie community that kind of all bonds together, and it's just like zombie mayhem at the end, trying to escape it. But I really like the interior shot designs and the train in the beginning, and just the French countryside. It's beautiful. So you get a lot in this. You get a zombie film, you get with awesome atmosphere, and I don't really know what else to say. I will read you guys the synopsis so you can get a more congruent, or a more, what do you call it? Just a better understanding of exactly what the film's about, because I kind of butchered it a little bit. So it says, the polluted wine produced for a village's annual grape harvest festival has left all but a few rabid with some chemically engineered form of zombieism. So there you go. They may saunter about like sleepwalkers, but these are not the zombies of George A. Romero's Night of the Living Dead, exactly. They are rather oozing transmitters of an impassioned insanity that can only be termed anarchy. So that's what I was attempting to say. It seems an odd boast to make for one title in a plentiful filmography devoted to vampires, ghosts, and other undead, but The Grapes of Death is Gene Rollin's most frightening movie. It was never really the goal of his previous films to frighten, and it is the unsettling, progressively chilling quality of Grapes that makes it unlike anything else in Rollin's poetical canon. Watching it, one is almost surprised that Rollin would or could direct a film to such a successfully commercial end, but The Grapes of Death unfolds like an ever-expanding nightmare whose noose is drawn all the tighter by the efforts of its young heroine to escape it. So again, acting is terrific. The heroine there on the cover is amazing, and it is kind of like, it's very nightmarish. It's very dreamlike. Just her whole progression from the train to the countryside to you know, the different families that she's staying with. It's very dreamlike. So, and that's cool. And Gene Rollin, his films do all create that real dreamlike vibe, especially like The Iron Rose, another one. So yeah, I mean, it's really cool, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this one, but I definitely highly recommend it. Special features on this particular disc include mastered in HD from the original 35mm negative. I have compared them, this to the Synapse edition, and this is a better print, obviously. It's Blu-ray, but you get French with optional English subtitles, so you can watch it in English. Of course, introduction by Gene Rollin, interview with Gene Rollin, 16-page booklet with an essay by Tim Lucas, and original theatrical trailers, and also trailers of other Rollin films. So, yeah, so I guess the cinema of Gene Rollin, Redemption's Grapes of Death, has been my review. Sorry if I butchered it. It's been a long day, but it's a film I'm definitely like and I'm passionate about. So I suggest that you guys check it out for sure. Alright. So, and it says here, Rollin's most frightening movie unfolds like an ever-expanding nightmare. Tim Lucas. And again, the acting you can't go wrong with. The special effects are great, and the atmosphere. So, boom, boom, boom. Awesome stuff all around, guys. Alright? Thanks a lot for watching. This has been my review of Grapes of Death, TOT 1986, signing out. Catch you next Wednesday, guys. Peace.